and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you enjoy the video, feel free to hit the like button below. If you like videos focused on talking about scams, breaking them down, talking about multi-level marketing companies, cults, religious cults, and just kind of all together breaking all that crap down and showing the manipulation in that and having some fun along the way, this is definitely the channel for you. You can also hit that bell button and it will notify you when I post or when I go live. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're back. Today we're going to be doing a video over, let's do like a little catchy like, Wild Hunt Posts. You know what I mean? Spirit fingers and all. And they are WILD, wild. So I want us to read through them, and one of them is actually more like a horror story, but it's from the Anti-MLM Reddit. Some of you might have seen it. It's kind of new, I think, and it is so sad, honestly. It's so sad, but we need to see it. So, without further ado, what is it? Without further ado. Without further to do. What is that? What does it even mean? Like, what are the words? Without further ado. To do. Whatever. Without further whatever, check my description for any information you need or want from me. If you have posts to send, check on how to do it below. My social media is below. Let's get started. We're going to get started with one you might have seen, but this one is one of my favorite things that MLM Huns do. Okay, you ready? D. Ellis says, I'm going to rant for a second. It's absolutely disgusting that anti-MLMers make the most toxic, bashing content and claim that it's for good, yet brag about getting paid for a while, teaching others to report block content for those promoting products for a living. First question is, let's get this out of the way. We know that your products aren't what make you the most money. We know that you promoting products for a living is not making you the money that you need to live. So let's just get that right out of the way. You know it, I know it, we know it. Second, to you, just because you think that it's toxic and bashing that I call out your bullshit doesn't mean that it's actually either of those things. It means that you're taking offense to it. That's not my problem. That is a you issue. If I was insecure in what I'm doing and taking advantage of other people for the sake of your bank account, I would probably say the same thing that you did. But I'm not. That's a you issue, not a me issue. So I think the next part we need to cover is you say and claim it's for good, yet brag about getting paid for it while teaching others to report block content for those promoting products for a living. Let's remember who the people are that block. You all have all of us blocked. That's fine. That's your prerogative. That is your right. Maybe those mean the same thing. I don't know. You can do that. I don't teach people to report and block. That's on them. What I do is I warn people. I am in the business of warning consumers about things that could potentially hurt them and their livelihood. And if the shoe fits, then that's a you problem. What this is to me is easily just someone projecting the fact that they hate that what we're doing is actually making a difference. It's so funny because she hates people who bash and like are toxic and all of that stuff, pretty much bullying, right? She hates that. But then one thing she says pretty soon after this, truth is, we all got a sad story. Either stay broke and cry about it or make it your motivation to get rich. Hashtag respectfully. What this makes me think is it wasn't very respectful to say that. So you have to hashtag the fact that you're trying to be respectful, but you're not. If anyone is toxic here and bashing, it's you and your mindset. It's you and the way that you think about money, motivation, sad stories. It seems as though this might be a little victim blamey. That is a you problem. Either you can work through it and do what's right, or you can continue. But that doesn't change anything about what I'm doing or what I'm saying. Okay, I think that's that. Let's keep moving. This one is from Kim Marshall. Love it. This is a garden quartz bead. So she works, well, yeah, she sells stuff for bombshell beads, which I'm going to get into. I'm going to do a big video on when it comes to CEO and all of that stuff. But right now I just wanted to talk about how she talks about these beads helping. She is easily in a place where she is being so irresponsible, she could easily hurt someone medically. So here are some things she says about these beads. So she talks about the color, but then the benefits. No two stones are alike. Extremely spiritual stone, whatever that means. Phantom stone helps with deep emotional healing. When I hear deep emotional healing, I think of healing trauma. So what you're telling me is that these beads heal trauma. Can release fear from the physical body. What? Maybe grounding with ability to transmute negative energy. Very, very soothing. Can be beneficial for the thymus gland that is responsible for making white blood cells called T cells. How can it be beneficial for your thymus? All right. What she's saying is it helps your immune system. That's what the thymus gland focuses on. White blood cells, obviously. Can protect respiratory tract and the membranes as well. What? What do you mean? Does it calm my asthma? Can help flu-like symptoms. How? Does it have Tylenol in it? Combine with amber or gold rutilated quartz. It's for cleansing and charging. I don't know. So that kind of thing is just wild to me. Like, Kim, stop. Girl, I need you to stop. You're going to hurt someone. You're actually going to hurt someone by doing those things. This one is someone that I was in Arbonne with, but this is a picture of what they got recently from Arbonne. It's very, very sad. This is a perfect example of what MLMs, like when they say we don't like have to stock product or keep it, we don't have to keep it. Like we just buy whatever we want. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 large Arbonne boxes at least. My guess is, depending on what you bought, you could fit, if they're smaller items, maybe 10 items in each one. If they're bigger items, maybe 4 in each one. Wow. So that is very likely well over $1,000 in product. That is just simply not for her only. She might be throwing a big Christmas party, is my guess, and she's going to try to sell those products there. But I'm just letting you know, she's not going to make her money back. There's no way. That's so funny, because when I was in Arbonne, we always pushed the fact that
we don't ever have to have product on hand. They can just buy it online. It's super easy.
The reality of the matter is, a lot of MLMs, whether you have to stock product or not, are going to make sure that you have a lot of product. You are going to be encouraged to buy and buy. You're going to be one of their best customers. The distributors are the company's best customers. It's like for sure customers are what distributors are, pretty much. Yikes. I feel so bad for her. But, what can you do other than warn them? So that just, I looked at that and I went, I know that's a lot of money, because been there, done that. This next one is from the Anti-MLM Reddit. These last two actually are. I thought they were very interesting and definitely gut-wrenching a little bit, So this person says, MLM Hun joins a depression anxiety support group to prey on vulnerable women. Calls it a rant. I don't blame you. So she shows a picture. She posts this comment, right? She posts this picture of someone from an MLM, is my guess, is what they say, preying on people with mental health problems and anxiety issues. This person says, delete if not allowed. I have been in this group for quite some time and have seen varying posts I feel connected to. Oh, God, you feel so connected. I can't believe it. Don't. That is 100% a way that they start these, I feel like God might be calling you to do this. I feel a connection. I feel like they're trying to relate. They're trying to manipulate the fact that they want these people to think that maybe God or some kind of spiritual being or something is bringing them together. Like, we're connected. I feel a connection to some of these posts, and I believe I have the answer. It's very charismatic. I am with a brand that is all about providing community for women and giving them self-esteem through clothing And we say, when you feel good, you do good. I came across the brand when I was postpartum with my second child, and I've now been with them 2 years. For me, it's not about the money, although the extra paychecks helps. It's just about connecting with other like-minded women. So there's a couple things I see wrong with that. One, either she's lying because it is about the money. If you're making enough money, it really is about the money. Two, she's not lying, and she's saying that she's in it mostly for the other like-minded women because someone's told her that the money's not the important part, it's the community. And she's likely not making the money and just needing some kind of connection from someone who's taking advantage of her. Could be either of those two, I think. She says, since it's a fitness-minded product, we tend to have a lot of mentally and physically healthy people who care about feeling good. We motivate each other, which is a really cool perk. I motivate my dogs to take a shit. I don't think they would call that a cool perk. I think this would benefit some of you, and if this post resonated, we should talk. It didn't resonate, my friend. This picture is of me last year on a day I remember feeling stressed and down, but I put this pretty outfit on and asked my husband for 30 minutes to take some selfies, and that smile was 100% real. It made me happy. I'm glad she didn't show the picture. So that was in a depression anxiety support group. I mean, these people are literally going in these groups. Luckily, she was like banished from the group. That sounds weird. I couldn't find the right word in my brain. But I mean, that's what a lot of them do. And a lot of them are taught to do that as well. They're taught to go into Facebook groups, act casual, be relatable, make friends, and then like attack, So there's that. This one is a bit longer, but it is quite the sad and interesting read. And I think that it's very important that we have a discussion about this, not just like here, but like in the comments. And yeah, this one's hardcore. So I think my girlfriend is in an MLM and it's hurting our relationship. So they're asking for help and advice. I'm not 100% sure, but I suspect that my girlfriend is in and has been in an MLM for about 2 years now. It certainly has one of those stupid, unoriginal names, that's for sure. There's a documentary called The Slave Circle, Direct Marketing Devil Corporation documentary, in which they describe almost to a T what I see my girlfriend do at work. The only reason I'm not 100% certain of it being an MLM is because they sell events, charity, and energy subscriptions for some pretty big names instead of random useless products. Okay, it is. It's an MLM. It's a multi-level marketing scheme. And the reason I know that's because my husband did this at one point. Like, he thought it was just sales, but it wasn't. And they sold different things for larger companies, but ultimately he was getting paid next to nothing unless he reached a certain amount, while his upline was getting paid off each single thing he sold. Wild, right? We didn't realize it was an MLM until I got out of mine and all of that. Also, she is actually making more money than you typically expect someone to make in an MLM. Other than that documentary is so accurate, I would believe it if you told me that my girlfriend made it herself. MLM or not, this job, she doesn't like when I call it a job. Ooh, red flag. Red flag. I'm moving my hand because I don't have a red flag. Is hurting our relationship. She's encouraged to have this Sigma grind set mindset that just makes it almost impossible for me to be vulnerable around her. She gave me emotional support for the day my dog died, who I effing loved, by the way. But literally the next day when I was still depressed about it, it was because I was being negative. If my dog died, I would be down and out for a long time. That is such a bitchy thing to do. Oh my gosh. The fact that you can't even grieve, that is so horrible. So this girl, likely if something were to happen, God forbid, right, to someone that she loved or cared for, she wouldn't even be able to grieve it properly. She's not even letting him grieve the loss of his best friend, his dog, but best friend nonetheless. Oh my gosh, that is horrible. Oh my God. But literally the next day when I was still depressed about it, it was because I was just being negative. Any other time I feel down, it's because I'm just not being positive, or I'm just negged out, being negative. Again, very, very, very toxic positivity. Very good example of it. She works in shops or door to door every day, comes home late. She works on Saturdays and sometimes Sundays too. They're very good at brainwashing. Wow. I'm glad that he said that straight out. They go to these events at luxurious places where they get to network with millionaires who've made it and learn from them. Definitely an MLM of some kind. They do these team meetings over Zoom ever so often where they just bring on someone who's made it, and it's basically just motivation circle jerks. I love that he called it a circle jerk. But yeah, again, definitely a tactic from a pyramid scheme or some kind of MLM, in my opinion. I listened to one, and it's all just stories about how this one person went from rags to driving a Camaro in California mountains, and quotes like 1% better every day and whatnot. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it'll be to get her out. But I think it's past the point of no return because I'm not allowed to criticize. If I dare make a suggestion that she could work less hours and make more money and have more opportunities elsewhere, I am immediately met with hostility. Yes, this is definitely cult-like tactics. A lot of this does line up with the bite model, which is super sad. This morning I asked if she ever thought about just quitting her job and starting her own business instead of waiting for someone else to allow her to do it. I told her that I believe she had the skills, the work ethic, and the motivation, but she immediately jumped to the conclusion that I just didn't believe in her and am not supporting her. And she said she couldn't believe these words came out of my mouth right before storming out in tears. There are 2 reasons she doesn't want to just start her own business. I think we should take a moment, because storming out in tears at someone saying that you should start your own business because you have the skill, the mindset, the work ethic, and even just imagining like breaking this chain that you have with this company, because she is like dragged down by this chain with this company. If it makes you storm out in tears when someone's telling you that you could do something so much better, you have the ability, you're awesome, that kind of thing, that is so sad. I mean, that is so sad. Just imagine your job making you work every day, pretty much all day, every day. You do make some money, but you also have this dream. And your mentor and these people you look up to, they're millionaires probably, right? They make a bunch of money. And the fact of the matter is that this is your number one priority. Your job is everything to you. This MLM is everything to you. And I don't just mean like everything in the sense of like, I don't know, something you love. I mean like you eat, sleep, and breathe it. It is on your mind 24/7. You will choose this over literally anyone and anything, including the person you love most. This is your first and biggest love. To the point that the person you supposedly love most says you can do something better and do much better at it, you burst into tears and think that they don't support you, that they don't believe in you. It's the opposite. They actually support you and believe in you so much that they're trying to save you from something that is ruining you. It is so sad to just break this down a little bit and go, oh my gosh, this job is everything to her, to the point that she'll ruin her entire life to not ruin this quote unquote opportunity. Oh, God, it's just gut-wrenching. He goes on, there are 2 reasons she doesn't want to just start her own business. 1, this is what she says. She doesn't know everything about running a business yet, and that she needs her mentor, who is basically her boss, to guide her as she becomes a team leader and opens her own office. Number 2, she can't just abandon her mentor who's investing in her. If you feel that tied down to a person, no. That person has some kind of control over you that is very unhealthy. Especially like when it comes to like your boss or mentor. Like, I get that they're important, but they're not that important. And when it comes to number 1, she's like, she doesn't know everything about running a business. She needs her mentor's help to guide her. This is something that is like group think. Like they probably told her, maybe not exactly as bluntly as I'm going to say it, but I'm here to help you. You need my help. to be successful. Let me help you. Without my help, you won't get it done. Without me being here to help you, you can't do it. So pretty much making her depend on her mentor for her livelihood, her dreams to come true. I mean, she depends on this person so much that she's willing to ruin her life to stay with this person. It's so upsetting. I feel so bad for this guy. Sometimes she'll come home from work in a bad mood and say she's had a bad day. This always happens if she hasn't met her goals for the day. I'm supposed to be her shoulder to cry on. But if I try giving her advice that insinuates that her job may not be the best job the world has ever seen, then she'll get agitated and say pretty belittling things like, my opinion doesn't matter because I haven't made it. Jesus. Which basically means, I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't drive a Lamborghini. The more she gets agitated, the deeper she'll try to cut, which makes me feel that deep down, part of her agrees with what I'm saying. I think she may be repeating things that they've said to her, but she's already spent so much time and effort that she's fallen into a sort of sunk cost fallacy and doesn't want to see it. Oh, that's very hard to get out of the sunk cost fallacy. If you don't know what that is, it's when you put so much time and effort, like he says, into something and you're not really getting what you should out of it, but you spent so much time, effort, money on it, usually is the biggest one, money, that you're going to keep going just because, like, if you stopped it, you'd feel like everything was a waste, right? Like you haven't succeeded yet, per se. You're almost like embarrassed to stop because you've put so much time, effort, money into it. It's really sad. I mean, there's better ways to describe that than when I just described it. But yeah, I would Google that if I were y'all because it gets pretty deep. She keeps going on about us getting married one day, but yet she's made it very clear that her career comes before our relationship. Oh, so sad. She's fully prepared to break it off if I become an, he put it in quotes, obstacle. She is literally told him that. Because he put it in quotes, that she's likely said, like, that she will break it off with him if you become an obstacle in my way. Wow. The brainwashing it takes to make someone say that to their partner. My gosh. And it almost happened twice. Oh, yikes. That is awful. So apparently he's almost become such an obstacle twice. I've had to make some serious sacrifices, including moving to another city and basically starting over. He put in, parentheses, I get that couples make sacrifices, but I had no say in this. And keep in mind, we'd been together for 4 years. Tell me, why would I agree to getting married if she's shown me numerous times that we may get divorced in the event that I don't make a sacrifice for her career? That's a very good point. And I have a feeling that if there's one wrong step from him, she'll just call it off because, again, he's an obstacle. And that's sadly what happens a lot of times when your family member or friend falls into a cult. If you become an obstacle or something that distracts them, they're going to shun you or not talk to you. It feels like she's in this sort of a cult. Well, there you go. And I hate it, but I don't want to leave her alone. We're partners, so I feel like it's my responsibility to help her, but I don't know how long I can keep doing this for. She's not a bad or manipulative person herself, but this company is turning her into one, and it's heartbreaking for me to see. Dude, yeah, I can imagine. Ugh. I hate this company for slowly and painfully ruining our relationship. I guess you could say it's getting 1% worse every day. So here was kind of his little summary of it. I think my girlfriend's in an MLM, and her Sigma grindset mentality that they've hammered into her head is hurting our relationship. She isn't there for me when I need it, and all the sacrifices are coming from me and only me. We barely see each other, and I'm not allowed to talk about her job in a negative tone or how it may be hurting our relationship because I don't get it, or I'm a hater and I haven't made it. He did put an edit that said, I want to give everyone here my most sincere thank you. You've all been so supportive to an internet stranger, and your advice is taken in with open mind. So far, I've read and will continue to read each and every one of your replies for as long as I can. These MLM, Devil Corp, pyramid scheme companies are a real filth who do nothing but harm people. I'll set a reminder for a year today to make an update post about how the situation has either come to an end, gotten better, or, God forbid, and to no one's fault but my own, gotten worse. Again, seriously, thank you guys. This has helped me more than you know. That is so sad. And I feel like I literally read a story just now about someone's partner being in a cult. I mean, that is what I'm getting from this. It's pretty apparent that it does have a control over her, and not only over her emotions, very obviously, over the information that she's taking in. She won't allow him to say one negative thing. She likely doesn't watch anything negative at all in general, but like especially about her company, no reviews, no nothing. It is messing with her behavior. Very obviously, she's very emotional. She's almost to a point, she lacks empathy completely when it comes to being negative or sad about something, right? Toxic positivity. And obviously, as well, her thoughts. The BITE model is behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. And without even looking at it, you can tell that this company has taken control of all of those things for this person. It's very sad. She's ruining her entire life for this company that won't be there for her if she really needed it. So I know it's kind of a sad ending, but I would love to hear your comments on it below. Have you experienced this kind of thing? Do you know someone who has? Yeah, just tell me what you're thinking. Vent. I don't know. I can vent on my video and you can vent in the comments because I get it. I get it. Sorry that my phone's kind of shaky, but I know y'all like this background. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great, well, I guess I should probably tell you that I have other videos you can watch too. And I started a new thing called the Sunday Scaries, where I talk about things that I wouldn't do a whole video on. So at least, in that week, we talk about more than one thing. And it's not just MLM, but other scam things and things that are really relevant. So thank you for staying this long. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And hit the bell button if you want to get notified when I post. Check my description. There's a lot of info and a lot of stuff going on, really. It's very distracting when I'm looking through it. It's kind of overwhelming, I know. Thank you so much. I hope you have the most amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world and whenever you're watching. I'll see you next time.